Cool, perfect. Oh, okay, so let's go over a couple of things that we went over yesterday, and then we'll look for some more things today. NU, I think we marked up yesterday. Pretty confident we did. Oh yeah, we did. The stop was a little bit too tight. So we done it on the 5, didn't we? Was coming in off the fair value gap, and literally it went, but then it would have tapped us out. So as a good rule of thumb with these, then what we should really do is, just to be extra safe, is put it under the previous low. And we would have probably, even for that bit there, would have been okay, but what was that, a 1 to 2.5? So yeah, that might have even taken you out at that point. But this is, so I'm saying, when you're looking at these kind of trades on the
channel. My name is Leah, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about risk management and what.
So I'll just mute you, bud, and then you can just listen to it in the back. All good. Yeah. So yeah, it went. It didn't even go 2.5, to be fair. It went initially, yeah, just over 1 to 1, nearly 1 to 1.5 initially. Pull back, and then on the second go, if my stop loss was a little bit bigger, it went to nearly a 1 to 2. So it's one of those. Is what it is. But they're pretty successful, those kind of setups. Obviously, you're not going to win every single one, but generally, if you look for a decent breaker structure out of an area that leaves a nice strong candle like that, then you are going to get some type of pull back into it and a rejection off. So it's just something to kind of look out for. What else was there? So yeah, so yesterday morning I was in EuroCAD. I was contemplating, it was pulling back on itself, I was contemplating coming out, but I didn't. And then it went up quite nicely. So I got into the trade around this level, and then my TP was there, and then it fucking blasted through it, to be fair. But it don't matter anyway, because at that point I'd made my 5% past the second phase of the Ascendex, so I wasn't bothered about that. But yeah, so that was done. I've got that as blue. Why is that blue? How did your Ali's on any Ali, was it, or THF you were in yesterday? How did that plan out?
Yeah, I came out.
You did come out, yeah. So yeah, I was looking at the structure, mate, on the larger time frame, and it just looked like it was going to go up.
Yeah, I got out, mate, so all good.
Yeah, awesome. Did you do all right out of it?
Yeah, I did okay, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
some profit.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. So GBP JPY we went over yesterday. It's 15. I'm just trying to think how we marked this up. It's so volatile. Look at it. Fucking hell. Right. So yesterday morning, look at this big fucking candle at 7 o'clock. Look, that just fucking.
I don't even bother looking at it now.
Yeah. Fucking
I
76 pips.
most
76
people like there, so I just fucked them off. They're just.
Yeah, it's fucking. I never trade GJ. It's just fucking
You
movement on
can't
it.
trade that. Anyway, look at it.
No, it's
extremely.
fucking messy. Yeah, it's fucking. It's a mess. It's fucking manipulated to fuck. Yeah, sweep there. It just, yeah, super volatile. But some people love it, but I've never done it. One of those. This is the thing, right? On my live sessions, I'll go through all pairs, so it accommodates all you guys. But generally, I only stick to like 2, 3 pairs. I wouldn't for myself. I wouldn't just take anything on any pair. Like, I've got my pairs that I like and that I know well, and I'll stick to them. But for the case of obviously doing the session, and I know you guys all go through different pairs and you all trade different pairs, so I have to cover everything, but for more learning purposes than anything else. And I'm happy to anything you guys want to look at, I'm happy to do and kind of give my analysis on. That's not a problem whatsoever. Right. Same with this, it's just like creating large equal highs and equal lows here. So you've had a bit of a sweep there, but even then that's not looking great. So let's just go through the pairs. If you guys got anything you want me to look at specifically before I go through pairs. I've muted you, mate. So because of the background noise, you need to unmute yourself if you. I see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you. Do you know how to unmute? Do you want me to? I'll ask you to unmute, and it should.
That's it. GU.
GU, yeah.
It's gone up. It looks like it's done a change of character or break structure, should I say? It's hit a daily fair value gap, and then it's bounced off and it's coming back towards it.
I'm looking at buys on it personally.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm just trying to see the fair value gap. So you've got
Hasn't hit one yet, it's created one.
Yeah, I've got something on the daily.
yeah, it's on the daily now, mate. So
Also, there's something left on 4 hour, isn't there, where it's wicking up all at that level.
let's have a look. 4 hour.
Go left a little bit. Go left a little bit, and the top of that move there that you've got your on. There's see
What here?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
It's obviously all of that's rejecting off it, isn't it?
It looks like it's been filled now. It looks like it's been filled, but then prices filled this. That's the only part is that. What's that? It's reacting. I would say it's going up. We've had a sweep here, sweep there, and then we've come back down, but we're struggling to break this EMA. So I'd like to see we may pop down into this area here and then reverse and carry on. 1 sec, let me, yeah, right in the middle of a quarter. Yeah, I would say it's going to carry on up, mate. And you see the equal highs here.
Mm-hmm.
2 equal highs there. I'd say it could be eventually aiming. Oh, it could eventually be aiming for those. So it's just a case of instead of looking 5. I'd like to see it come back down and retest this EMA. So you can see here how it's hit it, reversed a little bit, gone through. So I'd like to see now if it's going to carry on going up. This is going to go up here roughly. I'd want to see a break and retest, and well, yeah, no, like a hit and kind of reaction off of that to then go higher. You've got this area here that needs filling. I'm just trying to see if that adds up to, yeah, so you've got an area here of imbalance. that needs tapping into. That is 36 to 34. It'd be nice to see that get filled, because literally everything, so you've had a sweep there and everything else there has been filled as it's going up. So I would like to see this filled and reversed, and then I would be looking for the price to carry on upwards. You may get some reactions off of these levels, but generally if it's going up, then there's no reason really for it to come any lower than this.
Do you say there's a little level at 278? There's a little gap there.
Yeah, there's a little gap here on the left hand side, and you've got your order block, but it's just a case of whether it comes down that deep. It might do. There's a couple of areas of interest down here, but it's just like this area, this order block here ties in nicely with that formation there. But I don't know, mate. Depends on how strong the price action is.
Basically, play it by you.
I would see how it reacts. If it comes down to this EMA, I would see how it reacts. But potentially by the time price comes down to this level, this is going to be a little bit higher up, which would tie in nicely to have this filled. So I'd like to see a reaction around this level for it then to go higher. I'll leave that on and we'll see what it does. I wouldn't be taking a trade from that though. I'd want to see a reaction, and then I'd want to see like a strong candle go. And then what I'd do then is I'd look for the pullback into that candle, and then I'd get in. So then I've got a decent stop loss on it, because literally what I'd want is, say for instance, it does pull down here, and then you get like one of these nice strong up candles go. I would then wait and mark up similar to what we done yesterday with NU. I would want that to pull into the fair value gap that's created, even just tapping into it before then carrying up. And then what I could do is I could literally put my stop loss under here, and I've got a decent bit of structure to go off then, whereas just going off of that isn't a strong enough trade for me to just randomly go off. So I wouldn't generally go off of a trade just because of an EMA and a bit of imbalance being filled. It's not, to me, it's not a strong enough trade to take just off of that. I'd want a few more confluences. So yeah, I'd want to see a clean reaction off of it, a pullback into an area similar to pretty much what it's done here, to be fair. So you'd see, if I remove this now, if I remove the drawings, you can see what it's done here. So we've had a strong push up. That's your 3 candles. And then we can say that's come down to the 50% mark before it's gone up. I'd want to see the same here, but a reaction after the EMA, and it fill in the rest of this, and then go in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd look to get in, and literally I'd have it something very roughly like this. I'd have like my TP like that. So you'd have it underneath the bottom candle. And then I'll then be going, I don't know, maybe at least to like this high here, in case it creates an equal high here and we have a reaction down. But even then, you've kind of got your trade for the day out of that. So, but we'll just have to see how it plays out. At the moment, it's just hypothetical because it hasn't happened yet. So that'd be the kind of thing I'd be looking for if it happens. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't matter, because we're not in it anyway. So I'll mark that yellow. Today's color can be yellow. Let me undo these. So that's GU. So we can watch GU today, see how that plays out. We have got news. I had a quick look. We've got GBP news at 7, and then obviously USD at 1:30, and then we're pretty good for the rest of the day. Had some odd news during the night. So yeah, so it's just GBP at 7 that we would need to be wary of, which obviously is this. So you'd want to see how it plays out after 7 o'clock, really. You wouldn't want to be getting into it before 7. Bye analysis. Cool. Is there anything else you're looking at or you guys want me to look at? No? Okay. Cool. Quiet bunch this morning.
Yeah, I was reminded of the 7 a.m. feature yesterday morning.
What's that? What happened, mate? Sorry.
I was $3 up. I was just about to take it, and I lost.
Oh no, what? Because the 7 a.m. candle?
Yeah, because of the CPI.
Oh no.
I was
Oh,
about to
fuck
cash it out. I was like smashing it this morning.
Yeah. Oh, maybe
God.
not.
What the fuck happened? Do I take profit?
Imagine that though, like if you compare that to like real world scenarios, imagine it's literally like you doing all the work on a bathroom and a customer not paying you and be like, oh yeah, I love the bathroom, but yeah, I'm not paying you for it. You're just like that is literally what happens when news fucks you. It's like, oh yeah, I got this profit. Oh shit, no, I ain't.
Taken away.
Yeah, taken away. Nothing you can do. Bye bye. See you later.
Yeah, it's like I cash this out. That's me done for the day. Happy days.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and there's nothing that guy's going to do to help you. Who's that guy? The guy that everyone promotes, that recovers money for people that don't
No,
pay.
yeah, I know that one.
Forgot his name, but yeah, he can't help with this. He's in the trial group actually, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. I'll speak to him every now and then. I lent an ex-TFT member some money, and he fucking promised me that he was going to pay it back and never did. So I was tempted to go down that route and fucking give him loads of hassle, but I just fucking let it go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started talking to him about stuff, and yeah, he joined the trial group. Okay, right. KJPY. Still hasn't come up there. One day it will. We'll leave that on there for shits and giggles.
Yeah, that's it. Sean's just wrote Beaumont recoveries.
That's it, Beaumont. That's it. Yeah, he's he's a nice guy actually. I see him getting recommended everywhere. I bet he's killing it. He's like the number one person to go to if you've been done over. It's a D. This is the thing with Ord. We've had some decent moves through the night, so it's just kind of okay. What we got here? So I mark those up, and it still hasn't been tapped into yet. So obviously these are areas that looks like price is like breaking through, but then just keeps pulling up. So it wouldn't surprise me if at some point today, or at least this week, it comes up to these levels and we get reactions out. So we just have to keep an eye on that. Euro GBP. Really should take notes of why I put lines on charts, because I'm looking at these lines and I don't know why I put them on there. There, we've had a reaction off of that here. That's been filled there. Prices struggle to stay below the 200 there. It's just a case now of what it does. It might fill the rest of that and then go up. We'll see. But there has been a sweep there, so maybe it could come down now and break through. So we've got a gap there and we've got loads of things there, so loads of space there. So let's have a look. Can you explain what the 200 EMA actually shows? Is it just a trend direction? Yeah, so the EMAs are what's known as an exponential moving average. So it pretty much, it's a line that works out the average over 200 candles. So depending on what time frame you're on, obviously the EMA is going to be in different positions, because 200 1 minute candles are very different to 200 1 hour candles. But it doesn't really matter really what time frame the 200. There's lots of EMAs, to be fair, that get respected, depending on the kind of the strategy you're using. Like for pitchforks, which we used to do years ago, but it's a pain in the ass marking up, but it is very successful. That's how Connor made most of his money. They use I think it's a 62 EMA and a 930. And when they get, I'll show you guys actually. I'll show you. So we'll go off tangent just a little bit, but it'll just to give you an idea of kind of what EMAs do and kind of what you can look for. They're not the be all and end all. They're just literally just for guidance, really. And then just for you, similar to like the quarter levels, and just being aware of them. So if I add these two on, so you can see these, and I change them to, let's have a look. I should be able to somehow change them, the style. I might not be able to change them actually because they're set. So what I'll do is I'll take them off. Indicators, EMA. Exponential moving average, I'll put 2 on, and then I'll put one at 62 and one at 930 just to show you guys what. So smooth line EMA inputs 62. So this works particularly well on the I'm going to change the color of that. So I'll change that to white, and then what I'll do is I'll take off the other one. Okay, and I'll remove this one so you can't see it. So that's that one. And then this one here, blue, I will make that was 62. This one can be the 930. 930, and I'll make that yellow just for ease of seeing it. I'm sure it's 62 and 930. Yeah. So what you'll do is you go down to the 1 minute, and this is kind of what Connor used to do years ago. And whenever you get a crossover of these two, you get a really good general direction, like a trend change. And then what will happen is price will generally stay under the candle. So you can look for then opportunities on pairs where it's trending. So the way he used to do it years ago is he would put pitchforks on, which is like shitloads of lines, but they're kind of support and resistance levels really, and then you trade between those lines. But if you're looking for let's go what pairs. To be fair, I know he traded a lot of GJ, because when GJ goes, he used to make decent money off of that. But if we go down here out the way of pictures, then it should be a little bit easier to see. But literally, you're kind of just waiting. There's various things, but you're waiting for a reaction off of a quarter, and you're waiting for price to break through and retest the 62, and then you're just then carrying it under. So in this scenario here, you've got the 200 above, and you can see obviously the 200 has got a totally different shape because it's over 200 candles no, sorry, it's over 930 candles, and this is over 62 candles. So obviously the 62 candle is going to be a lot more volatile because there's a shorter space that it's doing the average over. So yeah, sorry if I was referring to that as 200. It's from freaking, because I always use a 200 on this. But yeah, this is 930. 930 is yellow, 62 is white, and then what you're doing is you'd wait for the reaction off of the 62, and then you're kind of getting in. And as long as the 930 is above, you'll be taking sells, and then obviously buys above, and then you'd be. There is some if any of you guys are interested, just as a nose, just out of interest, there are some old videos of quarters, from years ago that Connor's done, because Justin used to do quarters as well. Well, that's actually how me and him got into quarters, really, was through the pitchforks and then learning about levels. And then I kind of then looked into the quarter theory levels and saw how strong they were. And then I just incorporated that years ago into my trading. Justin does the quarters, but he only does the major levels like the hundreds and the 50s, whereas I'll take into account the 75s and the 25s as well. But yeah, there's lots of EMAs that work depending on the strategy, but this is just one. But I like the 200. The 200 is quite a good EMA, so I add it to the chart just simply as a reference, and it gives me an idea of where price may react off of, because you do get lots of reactions or price staying above and below these areas. So yeah, I think it's good. Hopefully, mate, that explains the EMAs. Euro order. So look, let's come away from the 1 minute. There we go. Once again, we've had a big wick up there into that area. And now we're heading down and we're getting, by looks of it, a reaction off of the 200 here at the moment on this hour. So there's nothing really for me to go off there. I don't really like the look of that. Euro CAD. Euro CAD. Just under that. That could still be heading up. Hasn't swept anything there. Looks like it's just pulling down and filled that by the looks of it. So that could still be heading upwards. Yeah, no worries, mate. It's all good. Euro NZD. In the 1 hour. Let's create equal lows here. So I'd be expecting it some type of reaction for it to then come down and sweep those equal lows. But by the looks of it on the hour, we've had a break of structure here. Fucking has a lot of drawings on this, 1 sec. Let's have a look. So we've hit into this order block here on the hour, and we've had a strong push down. So let's have a look here and see if we can. Right, so yeah, so in that order block there on the hour, we've had a reaction off, and we've had a break of structure here. So we could see price come down on this. So I'd now be looking for an area of interest for me to get in. So look at the 5. So all of this has been filled. Little gaps up here, and at the moment it's reacting off of the 200 on the 5 minute. Let me just see on the 1 minute, see how it looks. Okay, so we've had a breakthrough on the 1 minute, a retest, and it looks like it's coming down. So you've got a slight area here I'd like to see it tap into. On the 1, and then what I'd want to do is I'd want to see it. I'd have my stop loss above this here, above those. You see these equal highs here.
Yeah.
No, she didn't wake up during the night. 43. Just to be safe, 45. That's roughly a 10 pip stop loss, just to cover it in case it sweeps that, because you can see these equal highs here. I'd like to see price pull up into this area, tap me in, and then go down, and then I'd be looking for. So look to our left and see what targets there are. Okay, so we've got lows here. We've got an order block here. So to play it safe, we'd either go to here or just before that order block on the 1 minute, because I wouldn't want price to tap into that order block and then reverse. So I'd want to be out of it before that. So maybe just to play it safe, have it like a 1 to 4. ish, roughly there. So then you're dealing with that area there. And I want to see price tap into that area. So then what is, it's got to break through that quarter level. But at the moment, we're on the underside of the 1-3, and we're coming up to the 5 minute now. So 3 minutes underneath as well. So I'm just looking to the left. To be fair, it's trending. If it goes down here, then there's a good chance it, oh shit. If it was 5, wasn't it, roughly? It's 1-4. Yeah. Roughly there. Yeah. If it starts coming down here, then there's a potential that it could be heading that way for the day. It could be trending quite nicely, and then we've had a reaction out of here. Like I said, all that's been pretty much covered. The only thing that's left open is this area of imbalance there. But that's not a massive issue, because you've got your order block here, and price could come down and tap into that at a later date, fill that, and then get a reaction off. So what could happen is you could have a new low here, come down to this level, then a pull back up into this area, fills the rest of that, then goes down again. So it's, I'm not massively bothered. I'd sooner be happier with it coming into this area and filling this area and tapping in, and then going down. We'll see what it does. That there's covered me with the EMA. The only concern I've got really is those equal highs as target areas for price before reversal. So that kind of saves me a little bit, because really, if it's going to reverse, unless it is looking to fill the rest of that, it should only really nip above and then go. But we'll see. It depends on the bias of, or it might not even fill it and it might just go. But it's one of those, if it does that, then don't really matter, because once again, you're not in the trade, are you? So it's not a massive issue. So that's yellow. We'll see how that plans out. If you go into D. Yeah. See what happens. Yeah. If the candle stayed below that, yeah. So the candle. So what have we got? 2.5 minutes on that. So if we can, what would be nice is if the on the 5 minute, if the price, the actual body of the candle stays below this 200, and then on the next candle we get a push up and then a pull back right down, because then it would be more concerning if this candle here, the body of it stays above the 200, because then there's a possibility it might not break through and it could get a reaction upwards. Whereas if we've broken through it, like you see here, how price twice has gone through it, but then pulled back up and literally sat on it, and then we've had the reaction upwards. What I want to do is I want to see that. I want to see price finish below and then go down. So for the next 2 minutes, ideally, I want the body of this candle to be below the 200. And then on the next candle, I'd like the next candle to come up, fill that, tap us in, and then carry on going down. That's like the ideal scenario. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Or in this 5 minute candle, we go up, tap in, and then by the end of the 5 minute candle, we're below, and then it just fucking drops. Either one of those is absolutely fine. But what I don't want is, I don't want this finishing above. So we'll watch it for a minute and a half, see what it does. Like I said, it could just drop without filling it. Is there any questions while waiting?
You've got the TCQ.
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Obviously that puts up your quarters, doesn't it?
Yeah, it puts up the
Can
green
you
balls and
separate,
stuff.
can you separate the EMA from that, so you don't have to have the quarters at the same time as the EMA?
Yeah. So in the TCQ, if you go to settings, On or off, mate.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so I have mine off, and then I just have it separate because I don't always have it on. So I have like a separate 200 on there, but it gives you the option to add it.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
It just gets a bit messy sometimes with the porters as well, especially if you're trying to pull the screen in a bit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I get what you mean. So this is looking good for a potential pullback, but we'll see what it does. I've just sent Paul a video of something I'm interested in that I've been kind of playing about with that I'm hoping he can make, but I don't know if he can or not. But if he can, it'll be fucking awesome. But yeah, we'll see. So now I'd want to see a pull up into this area, fill my gap, and then reverse. It might not, it might just go, but this is why patience is key. Oh, God, I'm sore. Got 20 minutes, and this is Euro, isn't it? So we're okay. It's GBP, isn't it? That's news, red news.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're okay. There might be a little bit of a flicker, but it won't be. I don't think it'll be anything substantial. Yeah, that fucking reaction off of this quarter level, won't we? And then it probably fucking reverse up. Might sweep those lows before pulling back.
There she goes.
Yeah, so it swept these lows here. Be interesting to see what it does now, whether it pulls back. So it swept those. What's concerning now is you've got those lows there, and then you've got these fucking highs here, right? So I'm thinking now it's going to do probably a signature move, and it's going to come up here, sweep those, and then we could see the pull down, or it carry on going up. So we'll see what it does. But yeah, we're in that kind of space now of what is that? 43, 27, like 10. Fucking my maths this morning is awful. It's throwing me off. 16 pips, is that right? 27, 3. Yeah, 16. So yeah. See what it does. I bet it comes up now. What I'd want it to do is literally just sweep, similar to that, where it's just swept. I'd love for it to just sweep that, and then we get a reversal. And then by the end of the candle, it stays below this EMA. I'll be getting the lube out if it does that.
You reckon it's going for a sweep on the 5 minute over the other side? Like, there's definitely a tail over there on the left, isn't there? It's just above.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think it will reverse now, and it could fill this area here and fucking sweep these. It could still just have a reaction out of here in this order block and then carry on down, and it might just leave those for a later date. I don't know, but this is why you cover both scenarios with your stop loss, or you don't get in it and you just wait to see what it does up here, and then when it starts heading down here, you can then get in as confirmation. But to me, if I'm when I generally make my mind up on a trade, the best way to do it is just kind of accept the loss in your head. Like when you're getting into trades, just mentally think to myself, well, I've lost that trade. Because if you're ever getting anxious about trades or being in them, then there's a couple of reasons you're feeling that way. And one of them will be that you shouldn't be taking it because it's not a strong enough trade, or you've over leveraged on it and you're risking too much. If you're feeling anxious about getting into trades, then you should just cancel it and not get in it, because you literally, it's really hard to do. And like, even sometimes I struggle. but you should be try and be as motionless as possible and just treat it literally like a job, and it kind of is what it is. Like, we can't control the markets. All we can work out is the probability of kind of what we learn. So you're not always going to be right. But if you've got a decent system in place and a decent risk to reward, then you should generally be up. And this is the thing. Like, I won't win every single trade, but my risk to reward is pretty good. So I can win 50% of my trades and I'll still make decent profit because I'm generally going for at least 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s.
What are you doing on average? 10 lots on a trade or something like that?
Yeah, it depends on the stop loss, mate. My average stop loss is probably about 10 pips. So that, yeah, on like a 100k account, yeah, you're looking roughly about 10 lots on average. Yes, I was quite aggressive with the challenge over the last couple of days with this index. I was risking like 1.5%, but yesterday I had a 6 pip stop loss and I got into it twice. Well, actually 3 times, but I thought I got into it twice. But yeah, it worked out just over 1.5% that I risked, and then I let it run pretty much to just before the next quarter. And then yeah, but it ended up blasting through that quarter and carrying on up. But at that point, because when I take challenges, depending on how I want to play it, I'll kind of, especially with C Trader, you can put in like the lot size and like your TP, and it'll tell you how much you're going to make, which is quite handy because then you can then just assess your trade on that. It depends on how confident you are on it. So I was quite fortunate really with the phase 1. I passed it with 1 trade, and then with phase 2 I passed it with 1 trade. So I took 2 trades over the course of the challenge, but it's fucking super rare to do that, and I don't really recommend it. It's not really good practice, but they're yeah, I was happy to not over risk on it, but I was happy to be a bit more aggressive with it. Because to me, if my first trade on like a challenge, I'm risking like 1.5%, 2% to get a decent start. If I'm super picky with the trade, then to me, if it fails, then I've got 2% or 1.5% to recover. Then that's not too bad. What I'll do is I'll just use the next trade at lower risk and just recover my loss, and then I'm back at break even. But you get some people that just, yeah, they like fucking Craig passes challenges for fun. He fucking just like he sent me a picture yesterday of him passing a 5% as one in like a day, and the funny thing is he worked out the percentage wrong. He had to make 8% on 100k. So he had to make 8 grand, and he goes, "Oh, I fucked up my percentages, and I made like 10%. I didn't realize." So he made 10 grand instead of 8 because he just fucking, yeah, he smashed it really by another 2 grand. But he's just one of those people that can just pass challenges, where you get some people that are really good traders and their analysis is really good. They just really struggle with passing challenges. It's the same with like tests and stuff. It's like you can be smart, but it's like people that do their gas safe or at school when you're doing your fucking qualifications and that. You get some people that are just really good at exams, and you get some people that aren't. And under test conditions, you do trade and act differently because you know you're being assessed on it. It's really difficult, but that's what they want. That's how they make their money. So they want to put that pressure on you, and that's why they have the second part as less percentage, because it gives you a little bit of hope, and you kind of think to yourself, well, I passed the first phase. I made 7%. I can definitely do 5% on the next one because that's easier. But it's not, because it's more psychological. It's more stress on the mindset.
Yeah, I lost one in the second phase. It's so annoying.
Yeah, I lose. I pass phase 1s pretty easy, and it's all psychological. Phase 2s I struggle with. Yeah, it took me a few goes to pass an index one. I tried that DX Trader the other week, passed a phase 1. I was in phase 2, and phase 1 was absolutely fine. It was quite nice actually, because DX Trader had to do on the computer, because I fucking couldn't read it on my phone. It was really hard. So I passed that, passed phase 1, and then phase 2. For some reason, I sent Reese a video. The lots were out by about 3 pips. It was quite obvious. It was quite bad. So I sent him a video, and I'd lost a couple of trades, and I had just over 1.5% left for the day, which would have counted for the 4%. And I saw another trade, and I thought, what I'll do on this is I'll risk 1% and just try and get some of my profit back. So then I'd be, I don't know, I'd probably have like 0.25% of the account left to kind of wait till tomorrow or whenever. And because the lots were out, well, sorry, the pips were out, straight away when I got into the trade, I was like minus $500, and it just took me out, and then it shouldn't have, my TP, I should have still had movement on it, even with the fee getting into the trade. I should have still been okay, and it fucking took me out, and I ended up blowing it. And I was like, and I messaged him and I was like, can you look into that? And with the X trader, when you fail, it fucking boots you out of the system and you can't get back into it. So he's like, oh, what was your trade number? Like, what was your trade ID? And I'm like, I don't know, mate. He's like, I'll just log in and have a look. And I was like, mate, I can't log in because it's kicked me out. Like, you use the same password, it just doesn't recognize it. So I just left it in the end. I just left it a week or two, and then I just bought this one on Z Trader and passed it. So it is what it is. But I don't give myself a hard time now if I fail accounts. I'm fucking numb to it now. Doesn't really bother me. I know overall I'm successful. So if I lose a couple of challenges, I'm not bothered. It only takes a couple of wins, mate, and you've kind of made your money back on the challenges you've spent anyway. So
one decent trade can change everything, can't it?
well, yeah, this is like you kind of look at Craig, like Craig's an aggressive trader. Craig may lose like 4 or 5 challenges, but he needs like one challenge or one account and he'll make like 50 fucking grand. And it's just like he could literally lose that account and lose 10 other challenges and he would still be up. So yeah, it's just everyone's different. So you get some people that will get a chat, they'll get funded and then they'll be super safe and they'll keep the account for years and years or a year or however long, be really consistent on it. And then you'll get some people that are really aggressive and they'll make decent money on it, but then the next week they could blow it. But they've made 10 grand on it, so they don't mind blowing it because they'll just go again. Just different people, different skill sets and different.
Never thought like when you at some point if you find something right at the bottom, like, and then do it like an investment. So if you got into a trade and you caught it at the bottom, like in discount, put a trade in, get it to break even, and then leave it for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Do you ever do that sort of thing?
No, I don't generally swing trade. I'm pretty bad, mate. If I'm in a trade and I always check my phone when especially when I'm in decent profit. I can't help it. It's just the thing. If I was in a swing trade over like a week, fucking like I think I'd struggle to sleep and everything. It depends on the risk though, actually. Like if I had like a massive stop loss, so say for instance I had a 50 pip stop loss and I was going for like a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-3, so I was going for like 150 pip move, then I wouldn't really be bothered. I'll just let it run. But if I'm going for a pretty, say like a 20 pip stop loss and I'm going for like a 200 pip move, I'd be checking my phone all the time, yeah, because it's just the way I am. And it'd probably drive me nuts, to be fair. And the last thing you want, like trading's hard enough. The last thing you want is for it to consume you to the point where you don't sleep very well and stuff like that. Because money's money, right? Like whether we like to admit it or not, money makes fucking life a lot bloody easier. It might not make you happy, and there's more important things than money in life, but
It's a waste of stress, isn't it?
fucking makes life easier, mate. Yeah, it does. So like whether you like to admit it or not, money is important.
Poverty's quite stressful, isn't it? That's the issue.
What's that, mate? Sorry.
You don't need lots and lots of money, but poverty's quite stressful.
Yeah, well, this is it. Like, yeah, and with
not having enough is horrible.
Yeah, and the current climate with fucking being shafted left, right, and centre, it's yeah, it's one of those, and we like to live to our means as well. So if you're kind of living at a half decent level, and then something bad happens, unexpected, you've got
Yeah.
fucking extra stresses. It's
Can happen to anybody anytime as well. It's
yeah,
just like
100%,
it's like
100%.
that. What's
There's
that? You
literally
remember that advert for the lottery where the finger comes out the cloud and says it's you?
yeah,
It can be you anytime.
yeah. There's literally been times like I've been with my wife for 15 years next month, and there's been times where we've literally had to live on beans on toast for the month because things have been so fucking tight. But then there's also been times where we don't even look at our bank account and we go out for nice meals most evenings and stuff like that. So it's kind of like it's one of those,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I think it's the freedom it gives you, isn't it?
yeah,
The best thing about money.
yeah. But then
It's just like just go for
I
it.
think,
Sorry.
yeah, I think now though, being time rich is, especially for me having young kids, being time rich is more important than having shitloads of money. Like having a nice car and fucking large house and whatever
Oh, the
is great.
material things are rubbish, you know, but it's the freedom, isn't it? I mean, I've done the kids' thing and they're off hand now, so
Yeah. Like
it's
I
freedom
literally,
being able to go on them big journeys and big trips.
yeah. But this is it. Like with my eldest two, they're 9 and 10 now, and I was as a plumber, I was self-employed working. I was working 6 days a week, pretty much quoting every evening, and I missed fucking shitloads with them, missed all their firsts, and I was making good money. I was making really good money. And yeah, and I just wasn't about. It was like literally, Deanne was like a fucking single mum, and I was just literally just bringing the money in, and it was shit really on in like a kind of father perspective. Whereas now with Aubrey, I kind of when she was born, I'd already gone part time, and then I kind of kept my van for 9 months after. I'd kind of when she was born, rather than just go on 2 weeks paternity, like paying myself because I was self-employed. I just said to Deanne in the run up to it, I was like, look, I'm planning on not going back to plumbing, but I'm going to keep my van for 9 months or however long, just as security, just in case I fuck up and I have to go back. And and I've been really fortunate, obviously, with TFT and trading and various like investments. I've been quite fortunate that I can, yeah, I'm off the tools now and I get to spend that quality time. And I'm not much of a kind of I don't buy Gucci shit, Prada, and I literally live in fucking Primark stuff. Like me spending nice things would be Superdry. I like Superdry, and Superdry is not massively expensive, but to me, like that's probably as nice as I would go. I'm not really flashy in that sense. I like next stuff, and yeah, I wouldn't. To me, wasting money on fucking Prada and Gucci and
That's
Balenciaga and all that shit is just fucking
yeah,
it's all fake. It's just bollocks.
yeah, totally. Don't make you a better person.
No, it don't make no, it don't. And to be fair, I would sooner help out my family and stuff like my dad and that. I'd love to like when I can, I helping him out and family out is I'd sooner do that than kind of yeah do anything flashy and waste money on fucking clothes and look in the part. I'm not bothered. I like Primark. I'm quite happy with Primark stuff. Or, or fucking
You got
Boohoo,
you got a new car yet?
no, not yet. I've got the fucking I've got a Mitsubishi Outlander. We've had it like 5 years, and we need a new car. I'm going to sort one out in the next few months. We're looking to probably get a 9 seater, looking at like the Ford Tornado. Because yeah, we need one. The car's literally fucked. I've got a mate that's got a garage, and he's just run it through the MOT, and I was like, mate, don't even look at it. I was like, don't check it. Just if you could just sign it off, that would be great. And it's clunking and everything, and yeah, I think long term, I'll treat myself. I've always wanted a BMW i8 that, and I'm not really a car person. I just really like them, so that's what I'll eventually get at some point. But even then, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not bothered. Just yeah, I'll wait till I'm pretty comfortable, and then I'll get one as a treat. But that'll be probably as flashy as I go. I won't. Yeah, I'm not, and that'll be my nice little treat for yeah for doing this and that. I don't know if it's going to go up here, guys. It's pissing about. It might go sideways and then we get a tap into it. We'll see what it does. Um, fucking time's gone well quick. Sorry guys, I fucking just waffled on for like the last 20 minutes about total shit, not even trading related.
Right.
You say,
What,
Sean, just a quick question. Would you say that that's a balanced price range you just created to the left?
sorry, where, mate? Sorry.
Just next to the price now on the 1 minute, was that where you've got like the actually go into the green area?
Yeah.
Is that just creating a balanced price
Oh,
range?
here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, yeah. In here, yeah.
So would you expect it to push through that or now react off that?
Yeah, I'm expecting it to still come up to here, mate. So, like, there's a thing called like a signature move, where what the banks do is they'll create liquidity on two sides of the chart. So
Yeah.
there's current liquidity sitting under here, and we've got liquidity sitting here. So
Yeah.
before there's a decent move out, what you'll generally do is the banks will sweep both sides, and
Yeah.
what they'll do is so this side's been swept already. So what I'd be expecting is price to come up here and either sweep this and go, or it'll be a sweep and it will reverse in this area and then go down here. It may not take that yet. It may create like a new low and then manipulate at a later date. And what you might find is on like the higher time frame, you might find that it wicks above, but then it will pull right back down within the say the 4 hour. So technically it's taken what it's needed to from above, but it hasn't broken structure because price is pulled all the way back down and the body of the candle is still kind of pretty much where the
Yeah.
4 hour started. So you'll see that quite a lot. So you'll see a trend on the larger time frames, but you'll see random wicks that just go and they'll just collect areas that didn't get collected on the smaller time frames. And then they'll just carry on in the direction that they were kind of meant to go in.
So if you're looking at market structure, right, would you sometimes include those wicks or disclude them?
Yeah, so on the higher time frame stuff, I'm always wary of like equal highs and stuff. If I take these pictures off, like let's have a look at it as an example. NZD USD, I like trading NU. Okay, yeah, so here for instance, right? So you've got this high here, and then you've got a break of structure here. So we've got a break of structure there. It's broken through. So what you think now is, oh, actually, it's going to kind of react in this area, then we're going to go down, but it hasn't. What it's done is price has swept very slightly above that, and then it's gone. And that's what you'll find a lot of the time. So the direction hasn't changed, but on the larger time frames, what will happen is it will kind of wick up. Because if you look at the structure of that, and like we'll make it wider, the structure is pretty good. So we can still see the body of that candle is above this.
Yeah.
It swept liquidity before reversing down. So that's literally the body there where the body finishes.
Yeah.
But the two bodies of this candle are below that. So it's still in a downtrend, but it's been manipulated to take out those equal highs before going down. So that's what I'd be wary of. So in this scenario on, what was it on? EU? Was it on EU? We were looking at?
Zealand.
What was it, mate? Sorry?
EZ.
EZ. Okay. Yeah, yeah, EZ. So you're NZD, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what could happen is it could not go for these up here. It looks like it is. Here we go. We're tapping into it now. So we'll find out in a second. There we go. 50% of that. So yeah, it's had a reaction off of this. So it could sweep these now and then go. But look, we've had a reaction by the looks of it. So it'll just be interesting to see what it does now. And then what might happen is hopefully at that point you'll be taken out. But price could come down here. And then what will happen is it will just randomly come up within maybe a 15-minute time frame, nip that liquidity and pull back down. But then on the 1 hour and 4 hour, it will just look like a wick. It won't have the body. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's what it could do. So yeah, that's tapped you in now. It's had a reaction off of the 200. So it's just a case now of whether it does the signature move and sweeps these, or whether we get a low now and it goes down and heads towards the next low on the left hand side. And that's ultimately kind of what I'd be hoping for. Ideally, I definitely want this to all be filled and for price to finish below. I'd want this 1 minute candle to be a bit stronger, to be fair. I'd want it to ideally come down here, but it hasn't done that. So we'll just have to see what it does. It may sweep and reverse. Or it could come up and get a reaction at this level. We don't know. But this is the point of kind of marking up, right? Is like how you perceive the markets is different individually. So I mark that up because I feel that that's a good area there's going to be a reaction off. If I hadn't said that, you guys could be looking at it and thinking, oh, actually, no, I don't think it will react off there. I think it will react off here or whatever. So this is the nice thing about trading, right? Is it's very unique in the sense of it's individual to the person that's looking at the chart. And there's kind of no wrong or right, really. It's just that, yeah, you'll just find that some people are more successful than others, but it's literally on how you perceive the markets. And all I'll say is literally it just comes down to chart time, back testing, and you just get used to how pairs move. I don't really trade EN, so but like CAD JPY, NZD, what else do I trade a lot? It's been Euro JPY, I don't mind, but yeah, you just get used to certain pairs and how they move. So yeah, we'll see what it does.
Happened with that GB?
What's that, mate?
Anything happened with GB at 7 o'clock?
Which GB? Yeah, it fucked off up.
No.
So yeah, it's just swept this high by the looks of it, which is literally at the 50 level. Yeah, so we could see a reaction off of this level here and then it come down.
I'm sure I saw somewhere in the videos you're looking for that bowl shape, aren't you? Which is kind of that here, isn't it? I think it was
the teacup. I take the piss out of it because people call it. They're like, oh, it's a teacup. I'm like, what the fuck? There's different names for different things. Yeah, I wouldn't get in that just off of a reaction off of a quarter level. It has swept liquidity here, but it's yeah, I'd need a little bit more than that. I think it's looking quite bullish, to be fair, and there's better targets above, so I'd be a bit, and it's trending upwards at the moment on the, yeah, it's everything's above the EMA, so it's pretty bullish. So yeah, I wouldn't get into it. I'd want some better confirmations. See what this does. See if this has taken us out yet. It's pissing about now. It's hovering. It's testing that. It's testing that 200.
yeah.
Same below it though. See what it does. I want to see a strong push down now, ideally, but oh, I didn't fucking drink my coffee. It's all the fucking waffling I've been doing this session. Sorry, guys. But cool. Okay, well, it's 10 past 7. I'll let this run. Just see what it does. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, hopefully with these live sessions, I kind of go into enough detail on like my thought process and kind of why I get into certain areas and stuff like that. And then hopefully it just helps you guys. That's the main really, like, is for you to take a little bit from it and kind of make it your own. You may have your own confirmations, but if I'm able to help in any way, then perfect. And yeah, it's just any questions, just message me. Probably easier on Facebook or tag me in Discord and I'll do my best to answer them. But otherwise, guys, have a good day. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.
Thanks, Sean. Have a good one, everybody.
Good night.
See you later. Bye.